I am a Nigeria stan. I think Nigerians just really have their ish together, their culture together. Whenever you meet a Nigerian, like they're all doctors here in the USA, their families are together, they take marriage seriously. I wish I was Nigerian. I do, a little bit, but I'm not even a little bit. I'm not Nigerian, but they do have a very good culture. I told you there's something about Nigerians. I told you this yesterday or the day before. I don't know, I tell people I'm Nigerian. I'm gonna start just saying I am Nigerian. Nobody can tell me I'm not Nigerian. Everybody can be whatever they want to be nowadays, but I am a Nigerian stan. They are funny. They have very good values.
Nigeria, the giant of Africa. You have heard the headlines, but have you seen the art? From the rhythm of its music to the fire in its food, from business opportunity to the warmth of its people, foreigners are falling in love with Nigeria. Let's dive into why.
There are situations where I've watched a lot of movies. Who has noticed that the recent movies, almost everything, not just movies, series, you must hear Lagos or Nigeria. There's always that drop of Lagos or that drop of Nemo or that drop of Ayo or Chichi. There's always a reference to Nigeria in some way. In other words, you are aware of our existence. I kind of cringe when I find a black man who is like, listen, our accent is distinct. You know, I love all my Kenyans and South Africans, but you can't sound like, you can't get a Haitian man to sound like a Nigerian. You can't get anybody who's not Nigerian to sound like a Nigerian. Just get a Nigerian. I agree. Just get a Nigerian, and it does. Just little things like that puts us on the map. You don't even have to shoot Nigeria. It's okay to build your set outside, but at least put some authenticity to what you're doing, and little things like that really goes a long way.
I didn't think of myself as black when I was in Nigeria. I didn't need to. So we identify on the basis of ethnicity and religion, but not race, because we don't need to. And I think it would be different if I were from South Africa, maybe even Kenya, but Nigeria, no. And when I went to the US, it was a very strange thing, because it's one thing to know intellectually that there's race in America, and I had seen Roots and that sort of thing, but it's quite another to sit in a class and the professor comes in and he has a pile of papers. It's the first essay we've written for the class. And he says, this is the best essay and I want to know who wrote it. And he calls my name. And I raised my hand, and on his face I saw surprise. And it was a very small, fleeting moment. But it was a moment where I realized that for him, it was surprising that a black person had written the best essay.
Why? Because it was the best, or what was the subject?
No, it didn't matter what the subject was. The point was it was the best essay in class. And America is a world in which black people don't do the best things. Black people are not expected to do the best things. And in the few cases when they do, it's a thing of surprise.
Yeah.
And I think when you're a child, just imagine, and I remember finding it quite silly, because I'd come from Nigeria and I thought, surely he knows Nigerians are all brilliant.
Okay. So where's your dad from? I need to start with that.
Yeah, so my dad's from Oyo State in Nigeria.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Western Nigeria, but lived most of his life now in the UK.
Got it.
And then he now wanted to spend more time with his grandchildren.
So your Nigerian dad is obsessed with leaf blowers.
It's crazy. If you knew Nigerians, you'd know that was really weird. That he what am I going to go and do the gardening for? So, but he is obsessed with infomercials. So he just sits there and he's got like 4 different leaf blowers. I've got the automatic, this one has 4 gears. And Okay, Daddy, as long as you're happy. The problem is he never just does like the constant because then you kind of go, okay, Daddy's leaf blowing is fine. He goes So for the hour that he's doing this,
oh man, it's just like one leaf at a time. It's just
one
like
leaf at a time. Yeah. He's so happy when fall comes. He goes, hey, the leaves.
Oh man. Well, you know what? If getting more work means you can buy more leaf blowers for your dad, I'm excited for both of you. Thank you so much for being on the show. Let me have Premieres April 4th. 14th at 9 p.m. on Masterpiece on PBS.
I'm originally from Mbise, Owerri State, and I was born and bred in London, but it feels like I've never really let that dilute the fact that I love being Nigerian. I felt like we had a real equal balance of what it was to be an African woman and what it was to be an English woman together in London. My mum seems to think that she knew I was going to be in the arts when I was about 2. I can't remember that. She has this baby book which she has written in, I think I was about 18 months old, and she says that I think she's going to be a singer and an actress. Just having her alone has really spurred me on to do what I do today.
When you went to Hollywood, what did you find that you took back to Nigeria and the African continent that you didn't realize but has changed the way you now operate?
Well, the first time I realized I was a commodity.
You were a commodity?
Yeah.
Right.
I thought, given what I had done with Lionheart and all of that, I was going to have an opportunity to do more. Getting there and having the kind of support that obviously, Candace is bringing on board, but I thought I could find it in Hollywood. That was not quite the case. They wanted what I had, but for their benefits. It was all about their story. It was all about how I could bring, even if it was our story, how I could make it more like them, or, more authentic to their own understanding of whatever Africa is, because they did have a lot of literature in their archive. And that was, I'm not good. I could have gone to Hollywood a long time if I wanted to, but I had a dream to build an industry in Nigeria that could rival, because I always believed in that. I always knew that we were capable of actually owning an industry like that told our story for our people. And I wanted that. I respect what Hollywood is doing. I respect what Bollywood is doing, and I felt Nollywood had an equal chance at it. So when I found out that it wasn't quite what they had in mind, I'm like, I'm just going to wait this out. And then COVID happened. Yeah, and that kind of switched everything. The world switched at that point, and African became it.
So Aisha Yusufu, I wanted Goodluck Ebele Jonathan to be removed, and I worked towards it. And I do not owe anybody an apology for having the right to use my own, how's that English, inalienable right to vote at an incompetent president. That some people, Nigerians who have turned themselves to oxygen-wasting vessels, who think that they are slaves and they are not citizens, they are calling on me to apologize for voting at an incompetent president just because the people that came after him failed. Well, and this is the thing. Let me just round up on this, Charles. Nigerians, I see now when people are talking, they are comparing Jonathan to Buhari, who is an abysmal failure, and to Tinubu, who has failed woefully. How do you do that? Are they okay? So we should look at the moment somebody fails more, then the other one now becomes better. No, why don't they compare the time that Jonathan was there with the time that Yar'Adua was there and with the time that Obasanjo was there? That's how you do comparison. People sit down and say that, in hindsight, in hindsight, do you know what I expected from the people? Was that Nigerians who say enough is enough and never again. And that anybody who does anyone, we will vote you out. But we had people who sat down and refused to do what they're supposed to do and said that it's other people they want to help them vote out. And for every one of them, I say to you, if you said I voted out Jonathan, why didn't you keep him in? After all, was he not the incumbent? And they were telling us that it would take 60 years without anything. You know what? I just the pain we went through. And let me tell you something.
Let's be real. Nigeria is a vibe on vibes. Whether you are in Lagos, Abuja, Enugu, or Calabar, there is something electric in the air. Foreigners always said this. There is a pulse here, a raw, unfiltered aliveness. You do not just visit Nigeria. You feel it. From the bustling market to late-night suya spots, from beachside parties in Lekki to street football in Kano, Nigeria has soul. Okay, let's talk food. Jollof rice, iconic. Pounded yam and egusi, heavenly. Suya, addictive. Pepper soup, so cleansing. Foreigners come for the adventure, but they stay for the taste. And let's not forget Nigerian hospitality. Nobody leaves your home without being offered food, drink, and probably a food takeaway. The food is spicy, but the people even spicier in the best way. You know what else foreigner loves? Afrobeat, and Nollywood. Nigerian culture is taking over the world and people want to experience it at the source. Artists like Burna Boy, Tems, Davido, and Wizkid have made Lagos the new global music capital. Meanwhile, Nollywood, one of the biggest film industries on earth, is attracting global attention. Where there is culture, there is Nigeria. Foreigners always mention this: the people. Nigeria are resilient, funny, warm, and brutally honest. Strangers will call you my sister or my brother within minutes. If you are ever in trouble, expect someone to jump in and help, or at least offer sharp advice. And the humor, top tier. Even in hard times, Nigerians laugh loud and laugh together. Nigeria is not just culture and charisma, it is potential. Foreigners are investing in tech hub, agriculture, entertainment, and fashion. Startups in Lagos are booming, land is rich, cities are growing, and opportunities are everywhere for those bold enough to try. And for travelers, Nigeria has everything from mountains to mangroves, desert to beaches, and festivals that last for days. Yes, Nigeria has the challenges, but it also has charm, culture, and unstoppable spirit.